talk to you about concealers. When most of us think of a concealer, we think of a traditional flesh-toned concealer that can cover darker pigments, lighter pigments, blemishes, under eye circles, kind of the one-trick pony. I think every single makeup bag in the world probably starts with concealer. Even as the mom of a soon-to-be teenage daughter, concealer is probably the #1 thing she wants, because when your face starts to break out, the first thing you want to do is cover it up. But what if there's more to it? We can get better coverage by looking at color correction. And so today, really quickly, I want to talk to you about the line of SeneGence concealers, both in the natural shades. Here we go. Here we've got light, medium, and dark, so it can, you know, fit a variety of skin tones as well as even different uses in these flesh tone pigments. Some of the lesser known options about concealing, though, are concealers like this. Like, why would you put a green concealer on your face? Why would you put a bright white concealer on your face? You can see I have them swatched here. Another one I'd like to talk about is, this is a BlushSense, and our BlushSense is so phenomenal because not only does it wear beautifully as BlushSense, and it lasts like 100,000 years because there's so much in here and it's so richly pigmented. Girls use it from everything from lip color to blush to contour for the bronze shades. Bronze can deepen the pigment color of your foundation when it's summertime and you've got that healthy glow going on. But Terra Cotta for me is a magic one that I try to lump in more often with my color corrective concealers, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so Terra Cotta is the one that I'm going to start with, and I'm only going to show you this on half of my face. And Terra Cotta is a liquid blush, and it actually has kind of an orange actual terracotta pull to the color. So just a little bitty bit, and I tap it very liberally under my eyes. I'm only going to do one eye right now, and up into the corners where there is blue peeking through. This is a magic trick for days where you feel like you did not get enough rest, or you have allergies, or just any day that you battle under eye circles. So the idea of color correction is to look at the opposite color of the problem you're trying to fix on the color wheel, to neutralize that and cancel it out, so that when you apply your foundation over the top, you're going to have a more smooth, more consistently colored canvas to work with. That way those dark circles don't peek through quite as much because you've started to neutralize this. And do notice that I tried to only put it in the places where I actually do have darkness. I didn't pull it way down because I don't want to change this flesh tone. And I know it looks like a lot, but we do have great coverage for foundations. And I have another trick with an under eye concealer I want to show you shortly to lighten and brighten. My favorite concealer is the green concealer. I do love Terra Cotta under my eyes, but my biggest problem having very pale skin is having redness poke through, whether it's from a blemish or just it's my uneven skin tone. So this is the one that even when I'm in a hurry and I'm just doing a 5-minute face, I usually will grab just a little amount and dot that on the areas where I want to take down the redness. One of the most common areas for redness for me is around my nose right here. So I'm just putting it where I see the redness. You can blend it out slightly, or if you've got, I had a breakout going on here, so if you have that, you can certainly layer it up, leave it where you actually can see the concealer. We don't want to rub this in all of the way. And if it doesn't give you enough coverage, you can always come back and layer it on. All of our products are intended to be long wear. Our concealers specifically are waterproof. So that means that they're also sweat proof. So when you're going through your day and you're breaking through you know, your old foundation or powder, or maybe you don't wear anything and you just wear concealers, you're breaking through and that is sliding off your face. So this is what I would do for the color correction element. And then I let mine dry just for 30 seconds or so, because when I put my foundation on or my color correcting tinted moisturizer on over the top of it, I don't want that sliding out of place. I really do want that to stay on the areas of my face that I intended. So we'll give that just a second. Another thing, I'm going to add just a little bit right here. Another thing about these concealers is that, like all SeneGence products, we are really conscientious about the ingredients. So the ingredients of these are a perfect blend, like we talked about before, of science and nature. So there's calming properties in these with aloe extract. It has this the magic kind of SeneGence recipe for skincare that we call the Cineplex Complex, that is backed by science, that helps turn over skin cells for you know, faster movement up in the chain of skin cells so that you look more radiant. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to come back in just a second, and magically I'm going to have foundation on, and we will go on and talk about the rest of the concealers. And we're back. Okay, so all I have on, I put a thin layer of Almond Make Sense foundation on this side of my face. I have a video for foundations separately, so I just want to keep these separately so we can jump right into what is next. So the other thing that I would do if I wasn't doing color correction, or if I did have something I was really working to cover, I would go ahead and apply my closest skin tone match, which for me it's light. These are the skin tone colors. We've got light, which you can see how well that matches me, medium, and deep. Okay, so those are the colors right there. For me, with light, it is a perfect skin tone match for me. So for me to dot that on over my foundation, if I have somewhere that I have a little bit peeking through that I want more coverage, I can do that. What I would typically do is go back with my beauty blender, or I usually use like a flat top, like kabuki style brush, and whatever was just left over from my application, I don't pick up any more product, I would just dot that in just to make sure it's well blended, because that's the most important thing about makeup, is that we're blending. Then for my trick, for Fake Awake, I want to show you how to use the white concealer. White concealer has a couple of uses. White concealer can adjust pigments of foundations that maybe are a little bit too dark for you, because now it's coming into winter and we need to lighten our shade. In Make Sense foundation, I wear dewy almost all year, but starting in about mid-October to November, I start transitioning to almond. So, and I'm not even a sun person. It obviously is how much we pick up just in normal life. So to give me kind of a, we call it Fake Awake look, I'm going to create a concoction of this white concealer and my natural skin tone concealer. And I'm going to do just about equal parts. Actually, probably a little bit less, because I am more fair right now. I probably will do about 2/3 white and 1/3 of my natural skin tone. You can just do these with your finger. I just kind of rub it together. It is still going to look very, very white. And then you're patting that over, and I'm careful not to put too much foundation under my eye. I've already put that Terra Cotta BlushSense, so you do not ever want it to get cakey under your eyes. We all have creasing there, regardless of our skin type or age, and so you definitely don't want that to ever look heavy. So I've set that in, obviously not blended all the way, but I want you to see that I took it down into a deep V. I take mine pretty far down because it's kind of where my cheeks go to. I can feel my cheekbone right here. So up here we'll start blush, and then we can do contour underneath if we choose to. So I kind of let mine set just for a second, because I do want it to stay I want it to stay in place. If you work too quickly with concealers or covering products, I feel like if you don't give them time just to get a little bit tacky or dry, just a tad, they're going to smear, be thin, and blend in. So I'm hoping now you can see the difference between this side of my face and this side of my face. Of course, it's colorless right now, but what we're doing is creating a foundation in which to put the rest of our pretty makeup on.